Next year will be very much similar to this year, where we're just going to see continued growth with the largest firms getting larger and the largest investors doing more larger deals directly. The actual change to that fundamental number will come from all the other countries in the world being able to grow and to grow the depth of the asset class. And that's going to take a while. Because right now, if you go outside of the United States and outside of Western Europe, it's extremely difficult to raise capital. Partly is because the majority of investors are still US dollar denominated in terms of the way they run their portfolios and exposures. The statistics that we follow and the statistics that you report on do not look into domestic markets. And the Chinese domestic market is quite high in headcount and quite voluminous in capital. And so, and those general partners are not accessible to US denominated investors at this particular point because they're in local currency. There are GPs in China that raise quite significant amounts of capital. I think, a lot of the dollar-denominated ones also raise in local currency. And again, this is something that, the statistics don't necessarily follow correctly. And so if you put their local currency fund next to their US dollar funds, you'll find some surprisingly large pools of assets. You also have family groups that are quite significant and in certain economies dominate the private equity landscape. You have significant local investors that are either structured with the government, in most cases, to be able to promote domestic development. They'll only hold the assets for a period of time before passing it on to another. In the mid-market, you could have a company have 3 owners in 12 years, and then somebody buys it and pops it into the next level by merging it with an Asian and European company, and then it becomes global, and then it circulates at that level, and and at some point it might IPO and then go independent, and then it might decide to go back public to private again, and then go back through the whole sphere. It all depends what the company can do and what the particular firms can be able to generate. The tech buyout in the United States is a revolutionary situation. I've really never seen anything like this in my career. And when you look at those firms that are involved with that speciality, and you look at the rate of growth of their assets and of their multi-products, so to speak, because they're trying to still do smaller deals as well as the larger deals. That's something that's changing in this world. What puzzles me is that there aren't more of them, and there aren't more internationally of these types of firms.